Hello, and welcome back to the Book Marketing Tips and Author Success Minisode podcast. This is Penny Sansevieri with my ever awesome co-host, Amy Cornell. And today we are talking about why large print books matter. And I know this seems like Amy and I, when we were in the quote unquote green room before the show, I was telling her, like, I don't know that I never asked you when was the last time that you read a large print book. So we're not going to necessarily lead with that. Because most of us, large print books, though they are popular, I don't think I've ever read a large print book. Have you, Amy?
Probably not. Although I will say it's funny, even though I said no, I have this vague memory recently that I did pick up a book and I actually said out loud, I was like, oh, this font is really easy to read. I like it. So apparently this is sensitive. I'm in a major birthday year, dear listeners. So this is also why we're giggling a little bit more than usual on this. But yes, I don't think I've ever actually intentionally bought one, but now I can honestly say that I did see one now that we're talking about this recently. And I was pleasantly surprised at how nice it was to so clearly have all the font readable versus, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the mass market paperbacks with like 0.8 font.
Right. Where you're like, oh, now I need reading glasses. Like, I don't know which is worse.
Right.
But when was the last time that we had an author come in that said that they actually had a large print book?
I've honestly never discussed that with somebody at the stage that I chat with them at. So
yeah, it's interesting because, it's such a forgotten book edition. And large print books, let me tell you why we're doing this, this mini-sode on this. When authors think of book editions, they think about audio and they think about hardcover and they think about paperback and ebook, et cetera. But the large print books are very much favored by libraries. So if you are wanting to get into libraries, and I love libraries, there's a statistic that has been circulating in the industry for a bunch of years that talks about how for every one book that's in a library, you actually sell 7 books for every one that's in a library. So large print books absolutely matter. They have a dedicated clientele in librarians. If you have a book that has, that has the potential to be in libraries, and I don't know most books do, mm-hmm. Consider doing a large print version. Basically the mechanics of it are the same, except your interior person is creating a bigger font. You're going to have to do a bigger cover wrap, obviously for the book. But the other piece of this too, because we're going to do a show at some point on staging your book releases, putting a large print book could be considered a new edition of the book and, give you some new opportunities to market. Because we do that a lot, don't we, Amy?
Oh yeah. That's usually what we use, when we have an author that comes to us. And initially we see that their print book may be released a year and a half ago. And we're like, and then they go, no, my ebook just came out last month. We're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, exactly.
It absolutely matters. We could totally play off any variation of your book and turn that into potentially a reason to chat about it like a new release.
Yeah, absolutely. So think about if your book is, if you've been wanting to get in the library market, but you find that you've been sort of hitting a wall, consider large print books because librarians absolutely love those and love stocking them in the library.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
So thank you so much for tuning in. This is Penny Sansevieri and Amy Cornell, and this is the Book Marketing Tips and Author Success Podcast Minisode. We appreciate you listening and posting a review wherever you listen to podcasts.